Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here with the American School of Hypnosis. And in today's video, I'd like to speak to you about something that I get people calling and writing to us probably more than any other topic. We've done lots of videos on this. Matter of fact, the comments I'm going to be answering today come from our video titled, Why Can't I Be Hypnotized? Test Your Mind. And even though we put out these videos, a lot of people are still having difficulty with it. So I'm going to read some of our main comments, actually the top, I think it's like 4 or 5 of them that we've gotten from this video, which will hopefully help you understand why you feel you can't be hypnotized and the myth of it that yes, you can. You're actually doing something to yourself that's making you stop. So let's get to it. The first one is from Shivers. I have crippling social anxiety and I think it affects how well I can be hypnotized. Even if I stay as calm as possible and just follow the instructions given, my fingers barely move. He's talking about the finger suggestibility test. Even if I stay as calm as possible, just follow the instructions given, my fingers barely move. I am the exact opposite of what you describe as analytical person in every way, but I still got the 2 on the scale. I got a 2 on the scale. But people have tried both methods of trying to hypnotize me and neither have worked, no matter how calm or busy my mind is. Neither method does barely anything to me. I'm going to stop right here. And one of the main reasons people feel they're not hypnotized is they don't understand what hypnosis is. Now, I'm not talking about just ordinary lay people, but a lot of hypnotherapists I've met throughout my career, they're doing hypnosis and a lot of them don't even know what hypnosis really is. They think it's this big mysterious thing that takes over your body somehow and controls you. Before you can be hypnotized, it's important to understand what hypnosis is so you know you're being hypnotized. Now, I said this a million times, anyone who can understand the language or follow simple instructions can be hypnotized. So, obviously, any of you watching this video have followed simple instructions or understood enough to be able to get online, to be able to go to YouTube and go to this video and click on it. If you can do that, you can be hypnotized. But how do you know if you're being hypnotized? And that's part of what I want to speak to you about. So if you can understand the language and follow simple instructions, you can be hypnotized. Second thing, what's the definition of hypnosis? It's not a trance. It's not being under someone's control because you're not under anyone's control. You are under your own control. In many cases, you hear every single word that's being said when you're being hypnotized. Sometimes you don't. Everyone's a little different. Sometimes you fade in, fade out. Is this working? What am I going to have for lunch? Your mind's all over the place. So the definition of hypnosis is simply being open to suggestion. Think of that. Being open to suggestion. You're probably hypnotized every day, approximately 10 or 15 times a day from so many ways suggestion of being put across to you. Right now, in fact, if you're listening to what I'm saying and accepting it and not going la 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 and resisting it, you're being hypnotized. In fact, even if you're going la 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 and fighting and saying no I'm not, you're accepting the opposite suggestion. In fact, even this person that says, I have crippling social anxiety and I think it affects how I can be hypnotized. Even if I stay calm, I can't be hypnotized. That's giving himself a suggestion. Most people that say, I can't be hypnotized are actually hypnotizing themselves, giving themselves affirmations saying, I can't be hypnotized. One of the things Raluca tells me all the time is you always get what you're fighting for. Think of that. You always get what you're fighting for. I tell people anyone can be hypnotized that can understand me, and they go, I can't. So they are hypnotizing themselves that they can't by giving them those I can't affirmations. Do you see what I mean? If you're accepting suggestions, that are positive, you're being hypnotized. If you're accepting suggestions that are negative, you're being hypnotized. If you're resisting suggestions and giving yourself the opposite, you're still accepting your own suggestions of the opposite. You're being hypnotized. So when you say, I can't do something, your subconscious mind goes, make it so. When you say, I can't, your subconscious mind goes, make it so. Now, those tests that we did, it's important that when you watch our videos on how to do hypnosis or testing, that you watch the whole thing before you comment, because the test, I should call it an exercise rather than a test. If your fingers went together, go ahead and watch that video. It's actually called Why Can't I Be Hypnotized? Do a little search and you'll find it. Why Can't I Be Hypnotized? Test your mind. It has a little test where you're supposed to focus between the fingers and the fingers go together. If they do, that means you're non-analytical, which means you like to relax. If they don't and they stay exactly the same, that means you're analytical. It means you don't care to relax that much. So all we need to do is keep your mind busy. There's different ways of hypnotizing people. Now, sometimes the fingers go the opposite. That means you're resisting. You're giving yourself counter suggestions. So guess what? You're hypnotizing yourself that way. Now, some people, what you're going to hear in here saying, well, I think I'm just the opposite. I tested analytical, but I'm non-analytical. Well, you may be. This test or these exercises are to show how you are with hypnosis. You can be analytical with hypnosis and non-analytical at home, non-analytical at work, and analytical with sports. You're not 100% analytical and non-analytical with everything. You're bits and pieces in all different parts of your life. It's nice to say I could put you in a category and this is how you are and you are, but that's not how life works. It's in and out. That's why we test people when we do hypnosis. That's what we teach at our school, is how to test how your mind works for hypnosis so we can tailor our session for every single person. Because if you can understand me, I can hypnotize you. But the hypnotist is kind of like a 50-50 arrangement. The hypnotist, if he gives 100%, is doing his 50% of the arrangement. The other 50 is for you to accept the suggestions, not to resist, to be open-minded, to use your imagination, and you open to the suggestions, okay? But it's kind of like going to a gym. A gym owner cannot guarantee that you're going to get muscles by going to the gym. He gives you his 50% by having the gym open, having great equipment that works, but you have to give your 50% by showing up and exercising. It's a 50-50 equation. Anyone can be hypnotized if they want to be. If you don't want to be, it's not going to work. If you want to resist, it's not going to work. If you're one of those people, and I get a lot of them, I can't be hypnotized. You're right. I can be hypnotized. You're also right. So, and that's just it. It's the resistance. People tend to want that attention. And I say anyone can be hypnotized. They go, oh, I can't. My mind's too strong, or my mind is too this or too that. Everyone wants to be the exception to the rule. But guess what? You're not. There's no exception to the rule unless you can't understand. Now, people say, I have a short attention span, but you're still hypnotized throughout the day. Do you go shopping? Think of that. If you go shopping and you go out to buy 10 items and you come back with 15 or 20, what's that all about? Open to suggestion to buy other things because they looked attractive. You're hypnotized daily when you go shopping, through advertising, in politics, in religion, at school, by your parents, by your friends, by your spouse. And the list goes on and on and on and on. When you're going someplace, driving down the street, and you see all these billboards, you're getting hungry, and you go, oh, McDonald's, that sounds good, and you pull in. Even when you're driving and we call it road hypnosis, all of a sudden you pull into work and you didn't even realize you were driving. That happens a lot of times just through the routine, through the repetition. If you weren't able to be hypnotized, or if you weren't able to build habits, and that's what it is, habits are built through repetition. Repetition becomes habit. Habit becomes belief. How would you have all these beliefs and all these habits that you have? So You will open to suggestion at some point to get them. So you can be hypnotized. And I can go on and on all the different ways that you can be hypnotized, but instead download our free manual. It's at the bottom of this, in the description, bottom of the video. We have a free 446-page hypnosis manual that shows you a bunch of ways that you're being hypnotized every day. And in fact, it shows you how to understand your mind, how it works, and to be able to hypnotize yourself. So we don't want to get into that because we'll be here all day. I'm just trying to explain these points that, yes, you can be hypnotized. Let's see, the next one says, someone told me I couldn't be hypnotized because I was mentally challenged. I won't lie, I was about to throw some hands up my phone. I don't know what that means, but obviously you are sane enough in mind to be able to write this comment, so you were able to think and put it on paper and come here and you watch my video and understand it. So yes, you can be hypnotized. Whoever told you that you couldn't be hypnotized because you're mentally challenged, maybe they're jealous of you. I don't know what their problem is, but it's not yours. Yes, you can be hypnotized. I really want to be hypnotized, the next one says, but it never affects me. TM said that. I really want to be hypnotized, but it never affects me. Again, the understanding of hypnosis. Being open to suggestion doesn't have to affect you. It doesn't have to affect you by making you do something. Hypnosis is not a magic spell. It's a helpmate. Magic spell would be you're going to quit smoking, you're going to quit smoking. And when you go to put a cigarette in your mouth, it stops and there's a force field. Oh, I can't do it, okay? I can do that. I've done that in comedy hypnosis to show off, but after a while, you're going to be able to do it. So I can't make you do anything, at least permanently. In comedy shows, we make you do it for a little while because you want to have fun. But it's a helpmate. If you want to quit smoking, it's the biggest help you've ever had. Anything that you can do better with hypnosis. Anything your clients can do, you can help them to do better with hypnosis. It's the strongest help you've ever had, but you have to want to do it. So it never affects you. What you're probably thinking is it doesn't control my body, it doesn't make me do anything. No, but if you're open to suggestion, then it's affecting you. It's kind of like if I say to you, I want you to imagine I have a lemon right now, okay? You can even close your eyes if you want. And I cut that lemon in half. It's a real juicy, juicy lemon. And I squeeze it. Oh, the juice kind of went all over me. The juice is dripping down my arm. And I'm starting to pucker because it's really sour. And if that affected you in any way, that's called being open to suggestion. Now, it might affect you. It might not. Some people aren't affected verbally, auditory, or even visually over a computer because there's 5 senses. Everyone's strongest sense is different. You might be visual, you might be auditory, you might be kinesthetic, you might, who knows, maybe a sense of smell is the strongest one. But things affect you. When you see somebody cutting a lemon, why does your mouth water? That's open to suggestion. Someone starts acting really cold around you, even though it's not, and you start getting cold. That's open to suggestion. Somebody starts looking over there as I talk to you. I keep on looking over there, and eventually you look over. That's being open to suggestion. So do you see what I mean? It affects you, but maybe not the way you think. When you say the word hypnosis, people think, oh, control. So just think of the word suggestibility, helpmate, imagination. If you can use your imagination, guess what? You're open to suggestion enough to be able to imagine it. That's hypnosis. Now, there's varying degrees, varying levels. Sure, I need to take you a lot deeper or make you what they call, I shouldn't say deeper, more suggestible to eliminate pain for you, because I could eliminate pain very quickly in a matter of a few minutes, but it takes you being more open to suggestion. So what I do is keep on giving you suggestion. As you accept it, I test you. When you're there, you have no pain. The pain goes away. Isn't it cool? Let's see, what's another one? I have ADHD, and that affects my focus when it comes to being hypnotized. And that's what most people think. But whether you have ADHD or not, I don't care if you focus. If you're able to just close your eyes and sit there for a while, you might hear every word I say, you might not hear any of it. So whether you focus on my words or you focus on what you're going to have for lunch or your mind is all over, there's a butterfly, ooh, a squirrel, I don't care. Your subconscious mind always hears all the time, and that's where the suggestion is. Matter of fact, people who can't focus are actually easier to hypnotize than those that do, because when you're focusing on every word I say, you're clinging. Then I have to use techniques to get you to stop clinging or to stop resisting, so the suggestions can get from me to your subconscious mind, because that conscious mind is like a guard challenging all the suggestion, because as humans, we're very resistant creatures. We're geared negatively. So my job as a hypnotist to get positive suggestions from the conscious mind into the subconscious. But that subconscious mind tends to resist. So if I could keep them busy by giving you a task to do, by relaxing, by getting you not to be able to focus on me, the suggestions go right through into the subconscious mind, and that's hypnosis. So when people say, oh, I'm not able to focus, I go, great, it's going to work even better for you. But you need to understand, it's just accepting the suggestions. That's not being under control. Let's see, and I have one more I want to go over. This is a different one. I'm a 19-year-old girl who studies digital arts, and at first I thought I couldn't be hypnotized because every time when I watched those relaxation self-hypnosis videos, I just couldn't relax. But thanks to this video, the one that I just mentioned, Why Can't I Be Hypnotized? She goes, but thanks to this video, I realize I am analytical. I mean, I kind of knew it that way. That's how my mind works. But now I see that there's just a different approach to doing it. And that's true. A lot of people say, well, I can't relax. I can't be hypnotized. That means you're not non-analytical. You can be hypnotized if you're analytical. If you don't relax, if you can't relax, it's actually easier to hypnotize you. All I have to do is keep your mind busy. Kind of like if you're doing your taxes and having a conversation with your kid at the same time, and you're really busy, you're on a deadline, the kid comes in and goes, Dad, and you go, what? Can I borrow the car keys because I want to go for a ride down the street and rob a bank or something? You go, yeah, just take them. You see what happened here? I was so busy while he was talking to me, the suggestions went right back my conscious mind, right past, and I wasn't really listening. You see what I mean? And I said, yeah, go take the keys. And then he's outside in the car, and I go, whoa, what did he say to me? So confusing people, doing two things at once, three things at once, is also another way of hypnosis. There's so many different ways to do it. And that's the beauty of learning the proper way to do hypnosis. Like I said, even a lot of hypnotists have a hard time because most of them in their schools are taught one way, relaxation. And they think hypnosis is a trance. Oh, that word bugs me. Okay. They think hypnosis is this deep, mysterious, altered reality. All these funny definitions I get. It's just being open to suggestions. So that's why when they come to our school, we teach them what hypnosis is, the many different ways of hypnotizing people, and especially how to test people, the individual, to find out how their mind works so we can tailor the session to the specific person. Because if you understand this, and if you know exactly how the mind works, what's going on in your client's mind when you speak to them, and you can test them, there's really no one you should not be able to hypnotize. If you can't, it's probably because they're just strictly resisting you. And who would come to your office and pay you for a session and resist you besides? People just don't walk over and say, I want you to hypnotize me, la, 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 and pay you money for it. No, you usually get that if you're doing something for free, because people want to show you that, oh, you can't do it, So let me see. I'm looking at my notes here to make sure I covered everything. Just to recoup I guess you could say the bullet points is, the reason people say they can't be hypnotized is most of them don't know what it is. They think they need to be mesmerized into this altered state where they can't move, where they can't control their mind. It's not that at all. It's simply being open to suggestion and accepting suggestions as you're doing right now. And if you're resisting, that's also hypnosis. By saying you can't be hypnotized, you can't do this, you can't do that, you are being hypnotized. You're giving yourself what's called a counter suggestion. Or affirmations. I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. Those are affirmations that you're giving yourself. So hypnotic suggestions that you can't do something. And we get that a lot. I mean, I tell somebody you can do this. No, I can't. You always get what you're fighting for. If it's no, I can't, you're right. I can't be hypnotized. You're right. If somebody says that to me, I'm not going to try to force them to be hypnotized because they're convinced they can't. They've given themselves a suggestion. They've hypnotized themselves that they can't be hypnotized. Let's see. Everyone, another bullet point is everyone wants to be the exception. They want to be different. They want to be radical. They want to be the tough nut. I can't be hypnotized. That works on everybody else, but not me. So that's not so. They're not being a tough nut. You might just be being a nut. Okay, but that's what a lot of people do when they want attention. Let's see. Anyone that understands the language can be hypnotized. You're hypnotized every single day, by the media, by the sales, by the parents, by school, by work, shopping, while driving, while reading a book, watching television, even writing. You're putting these ideas together, these suggestions together and writing. Reading and writing is very hypnotic. That's why we tell people that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. When you're hypnotizing a client, you're actually hearing those suggestions and accepting them yourself. So be very careful what you say when you hypnotize someone. And that's why it's important to hang around with positive people. If you're hanging around with people who are negative and you're hearing all these negative suggestions from them all the time, you're going to accept it as well. Negative people attract negative people, and if you're not negative, you'll go down with them. People who are always talking about sickness tend to become sicker, and if you're around them, you're going to be sicker, okay? The mind will always attract more of what it focuses on. Very important trait of the subconscious mind. So what are you focusing on? If you want to be hypnotized and you haven't been able to be hypnotized before, think of it. What am I focusing on? Am I focusing on I can be hypnotized? Am I focusing on I can do whatever, I am successful? Or are you focusing on the opposite? Only focus on what you want. Only focus on the positive, the end result, to be able to attract it. Otherwise, you're attracting the opposite of it. I hope that helps to understand. I hope that helps to answer some of the questions here from the videos. And I know I'll get a lot more questions. So if you listened to this far, I'm sure that answers your questions. But a lot of people will only listen to the first 5 minutes and leave comments, unfortunately. I can't be hypnotized. But yes, you can be. If you can understand what I'm saying, in fact, you're being hypnotized right now. Sleep. No. If you'd like to learn more about hypnosis, matter of fact, if you'd like to be trained personally by Raluca and I, we do a lot of online training. We have a home study course. The link is below here. And coming up soon, we have a virtual live classroom training where you'll be seeing me, I'll be seeing you, all the students in the different blocks. It's almost like the Brady Bunch, all those little blocks with different people, where we train you live. You get to practice, talk to us live, ask questions, talk to each other. It's just like having a live classroom training, but it's being done virtually on the computer, and that's coming up soon. We're taking applications for it right now, and again, right below this video, you'll see the link to that. And keep in mind, you don't have to want to be a hypnotist to take the training. A lot of people are doing it just for self-help. A lot of people become certified in hypnosis to be able to help their friends, their relatives, their loved ones, their children. Because like I said, anything you can do normally, you can do better with hypnosis. You can help your kids going through school to get better grades, to have more confidence, to be positive, to be goal-setting type people rather than just allowing the world or things to happen to them. There's so many things you can do: pain management, confidence, self-image, on and on, but that's another whole class. So lots of people take the training for self-help, to help their family, to help their friends. Link is right below there. I look forward to seeing you if you do decide to come. Please leave us a comment to see if you enjoyed this type of video, and if you did, What I can do is I'll do more videos in the future going through comments like that. We've done them occasionally in the past, but let me know if you enjoyed it, if you learned from it. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching us. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.